Hello, I'm Dave Stevens and I'm the occasional gardener. Hello there and welcome to another YouTube video. Well, today I'm going to show you how to plant a Sempervivum, common name house leek, generally used as an alpine plant in troughs. We'll have a look at planting that, and at the end of the video I'll give a little bit more information about related topics. So let's crack on. Okay, let's get the little offending article to have a little look at. I paid a little visit to my little local garden centre yesterday. I had no intention of buying this. I went there to get something completely different, but I ended up with one of these. And it's a little, I sort of quite like the look of it. It's a little Sempervivum, and it's called Picos de Europe, or Europe, or Europa. I've yet to look it up, but it's a Sempervivum, so they're quite easy. So let's get cracking on planting it up. I'm going to put it in a pot because it's going to go in my alpine house to start with, and then we'll have a look at a couple of other things later on. So let's get planting up. Right, well, they're quite a shallow rooted plant. That makes them quite handy really, because you can get them in little spaces or troughs and things, and pots, or in little rockeries and that type of thing. So you're always a handy little plant to have around. It's the Sempervivums, or house leek. Sempervivum is Latin for always alive, so it shows you how tough they are. Right, so I'm going to plant it in this little pot for the time being. Let's have a look at the soil. My usual potting mix that I use, which is John Innes number 3 with added grit and a little bit of sand, a lot of extra grit actually, and we'll see how it goes in here. Let's get going. So in the pot, let's reposition. Okay, bit of drainage, my usual thing, bonsai potting protector bottom protects the bottom anyway, better than a bit of crock. I don't know why I like them, but it's just easier messing about with old bits of crock. That's okay. Trowel. Just a little tiddly bit in the bottom. Take the label off, and let's knock this out. Let's see what sort of condition it's in. It's grown quite a bit. It's not pot bound, so it's only this season really it's got going. But of course it's too big for that, isn't it? So what I need to do, it won't do it any harm. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of all that. A little bit of the top stuff there, it's got a few bits of moss in it and stuff like that. So, like I said before, right at the beginning, these are tough as old boots, these things, so you can treat them quite roughly really. But at the same time they're very pretty. They grow offsets. I'll show you on at the end of the video something else that I've been growing for some time. And they produce a nice umbel flower out of a rosette. The only problem with that is that particular rosette will die, but by the time that in, you will have loads of little offsets coming off, and so that one will die, but then you can have all the babies coming on around it. Right, let's go in. A little bit more soil, just a little bit. small trail that is that suspiciously looks like a spoon. Probably be enough, I reckon. So it doesn't look like there's much soil that you put in there, but it's fine. They're very shallow rooted. You often see these used in planted on roofs or shed roofs and things like that. You can buy them pre-planted on mats, and you buy them as a mat metre wide, and they come to you all pre-done with dozens of little ones on it, and you plant it on a roof, and they survive that. You don't have to do anything. Fantastic. So that's that done. That's planted in there. Let's get rid of that. Got some grits now. Right, standard, just ordinary horticultural grit, nothing fancy. Plenty of it. Okay, that's that planted up, and we're going to go on to the little things I said I might help bring up at the end of the video, and let's have a look at it now. We'll go into a little bit more depth. Let's get rid of the junk. Always have to have a tidy up. Okay, Sempervivums. Tough as old boots, but only tough as long as they're not waterlogged. So you need to make sure that they go somewhere which is good, well drained, basically. And they don't actually mind being on the very dry side, because they're a succulent-like plant, so they store a lot of water in their leaves. So they're quite happy to be just left somewhere to their own devices, and you'll find that you could put them somewhere, and you can have a boiling hot summer and they'll survive without any watering, appreciable watering anyway, the whole summer. They look after themselves, and they produce offsets quite readily, and you can pull these off and produce little plants, plant them up. They're quite easy, ever so easy if you're doing the offsets. So I will show you one that's Blue Peter tradition. That's this one here. Right, now this is Sempervivum arachnoideum, which means, so if you look at it very closely, it has sort of like some of the rosettes have like a cobwebby effect. This is one I've had for a long time. It's my sort of mother plant, which I tend to pull off bits of it all the time to reproduce it. But as you can see all the little offsets. Let's get something more of a pointer. You can see the offsets growing here all off. These are the main plant that was there. All these little tiny offsets are from this year. They've all grown there, and you can pull one of these off and plant it. It's usually chucking out a couple of roots anyway. You can pull these off and plant them up, and you have a new plant straight away. They're really good little plants, good little doers, and most of them have a award of garden merit from the RHS. Not that means a lot, but to some people, but it's always a good indication if something's a good doer, as they say. Right, so that's that. Okay, that's it for this week. Don't forget I'll put a few links below to a few places that might be of interest for you, and don't forget in the comments and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and any comments or anything, any help you need with gardening, from me because I'm a real expert. Ooh, got a slight cough there. And see you next time.